Hello, I'm Diane Barton, a fellow JKV resident and representative of the JKV Senate Legislative Committee. Prior to the primary and general elections, this committee has historically hosted candidate forums in the Village Center Auditorium. However, this year, COVID-19 and physical distancing have changed our approach. The committee sent letters to the candidates that have opponents in the primary, inviting them to submit a short video introducing themselves, indicating their qualifications for and view of the office for which they are running. As you watch the videos, you can make notes on the primary political candidate worksheet, which was included in a recent The Weekly, and then you can refer to it when you vote. The offices and candidates you will see on the primary ballot include U.S. House of Representatives, District 20, Vic DeGrammerant, Republican, Greg Musselwhite, Republican, Sheila Sheriffus McCormick, Democrat, Alcee L. Hastings, Democrat.
Hello, my name is Greg Musselwhite, and I'm running for Congress in Florida's 20th District against Alcee Hastings. I would like to first congratulate the John Knox community on their 50th anniversary, and thank you for being politically active enough to look at candidates closely. I want to represent South Florida to give a voice back to those people. We've had problems going back decades, and these politicians don't seem to be passing any meaningful legislation. For instance, Alcee Hastings has been in office for over 28 years. Recently, Senator Tim Scott proposed police reform legislation in which the Democrats would not even debate the issues. This cannot continue. If our country, which is greatly divided at this time, is to begin healing, we must at least speak to one another. This childish behavior cannot continue. I want to work for you in D.C. to bring our America together. Thank you and God bless.
My name is Sheila Sheriffus McCormick, and I'm a Democratic candidate for United States House Representatives, District 20. I'm a wife, mom, lawyer, and healthcare executive. I went to Howard University for my undergraduate degree, University of Maryland for my master's in business administration, St. Thomas University School of Law for my law degree. For the last 10 years, I've been walking the halls of Congress, fighting to end the health inequalities in America. Recently, this pandemic has left a staggering amount of Americans without the ability to buy food, pay for rent, and even sustain their businesses. The love I have for the district couldn't let me stand by and watch COVID-19 ravage our community. I've been on the front lines every day, providing healthcare assistance, economic relief, and feeding families. After 27 years of the same representation, we must ask ourselves, is this really working out for us? 1 in 7 seniors are living in poverty. Our children's suicide rate is climbing, and Americans are continuously being devastated by the lack of health care. It's clear that it's time for change, but we can't elect the same people and expect change. Floridians deserve a champion that can go the distance with fresh ideas and lead from the front lines. Our country can do better. We can take better care of our veterans and senior citizens. We can provide food security for our elderly, and we can equip our older adults with resources and the training they need to unlock economic opportunities and build financial resilience. Our government can no longer function on autopilot and do business as usual. Recycling the past will not give us a better future. I'm Sheila Sheriffus McCormick, and I look forward to earning your vote in August. Have a great day.
State Senator, District 33, these are all Democrats. Terry Ann Williams Eden, Steve Meza, Sheldon A. Pooler, Perry E. Thurston, Jr.
Hi, my name is Terry Ann Williams Eden, and I'm a candidate vying to be your next state senator for the state of Florida in this district. I've been a product of Broward County for the last 54 years. I've been raised in Pompano Beach, Florida. I have been an advocate for change throughout the last 30 years of my life. working with national and local leaders to bring about improvements and sustainable laws and practices within this state. No stranger to politics, I ran for county commission in 2014, also ran for state senate in 2008. I'm a civil rights and community leader. I've been advocating for changes throughout this district, when it began with civil rights and community leadership, consultant advocacy, and mediation. Quasi-legal services. I'm a former adjudicator for the state of Florida, employment and labor relations. I fought for change in Social Security for our elderly. And things that I would like to do in being your next state senator is to find reform in healthcare, sustainable healthcare for the elderly, making sure that nursing homes and regulation priorities are set, dealing with the nursing home and living facilities, that we keep our elderly safe, especially with the COVID-19 being a very critical factor in this country today, making sure we have safeguards, even having testing sites at the living facilities as well as nursing homes, and making sure staff is tested periodically, making sure our seniors are tested and given the best of care. I would also like to do and work in reforms of criminal justice, wage imparities that have been taking place, and educational disparities are things that I have fought for many of years. And I'm asking you for your support as I vie to be your next state senator, as well as your vote. Again, my name is Terry Ann Williams Eden. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Stephen Meza. I'm 21 years old and the youngest candidate running for the Florida State Senate for District 33 here in Broward County. I decided to run this year because I believe Florida needs bold, new progressive leadership to create the change we all want. My vision for the district and our state is simple: an education system that will invest in our youth, an environment where we all can thrive, and a healthcare system that's affordable and patient-focused. I chose this seat because we deserve active and engaged representation that treats this as a full-time job and gives the seat the respect it demands. So I ask you, are you with me? Vote for change, vote for a voice. But most of all, cast your vote for the change you hope to see for this generation and the next. My name is Stephen Meza, and I'm fighting for real change in the state Senate.
Hello, I'm State Senator Perry Thurston. It's my honor to ask for your support on August 18th. I'm a lifelong resident of this community. I attended Pompano Beach Senior High School right around the corner. I graduated from Morehouse College in Atlanta, Georgia, and I obtained my law degree from the University of Miami School of Law. I want to thank you for the trust and support you have shown in electing me to serve as your representative in the Florida House, and now to serve as your senator for Senate District 33 for the past 4 years. I have met many of you at previous events here at John Knox Village. This pandemic that we find ourselves in has made that impossible here today. I hope and trust that you are staying safe and protecting yourselves, as this infectious disease has proven to be more serious for seniors. This crisis will not last forever, but for now, we all have a role to play in preventing the spread. Prior to this pandemic, last year, I helped to craft legislation to protect our seniors. Senate Bill 400 establishes in each jurisdiction an elderly abuse fatality review team, and that protects seniors. Senate Bill 994 also strengthens the Guardian program and allows us to make sure that our seniors are protected. The governor has not signed the budget as of the time that we're recording this message. However, he's already indicated that there will be cuts to the budget. I want you to know that I will continue to work to spare health and human services from those cuts. And I will fight to expand healthcare access. You see, health and human services provide so many services for our elderly. I'll continue to fight to protect your services. I'm State Senator Perry Thurston, and I ask for your support on Thursday, August 18, or if you vote early by mail. Thank you very much.
Clerk of the Circuit Court, these are all Democrats, Paul L. Backman, Brenda D. Foreman, Mark Allen Spicer.
Hi, my name is Mark Spicer. It's a pleasure to be here today, and I hope that everybody is feeling well under the circumstances. I am a candidate for the office of Broward County Clerk of Court. I want to tell you a little bit about why I feel I'm qualified for that position. My education is as follows. I went to the American University in Washington, D.C., where I received a Bachelor's of Science in Business Administration. That was followed by attending the University of North Carolina, where I received my Juris Doctorate degree. After that, I went during the evening hours for 2.5 years at Georgetown University Law School in Washington, D.C., while I was working my first job in the legal arena, and that was with the Securities and Exchange Commission, working in the Corporate Finance Division. After I completed 3 years at the Securities and Exchange Commission, I then was hired by the U.S. Department of Justice to work as a federal prosecutor with the Organized Crime and Racketeering Strike Force in New York City. After 3.5, 4 years in that capacity, I then moved back to Washington, D.C., and was hired to work with the U.S. House Select Committee on Assassinations and reinvestigate the King and Kennedy assassinations. While there, I served as senior staff counsel on the King Subcommittee and worked there until we concluded with congressional televised hearings. I then moved down to Fort Lauderdale, and I was hired in Fort Lauderdale as a chief narcotics prosecutor in that state attorney's office. After working there for approximately 3.5 to 4 years, I then decided I had an opportunity to run for election to be a circuit court judge in Broward County. I was successful in that endeavor in 1982, and from 1983 through 2019, I served as a circuit court judge in several divisions of the court system. I served in the juvenile division for approximately 2 years. Thereafter, in the felony criminal division for approximately 16 years, where I served as the administrative chief of that division. Thereafter, I worked in the probate division, where I worked for approximately 18 years, and I also was chosen by the chief judge at that time to serve as the administrative chief of the probate division for approximately 4 years. During that time, I decided that I had the opportunity to use the power and the platform of being a judge to make changes of an innovative nature that would improve the system for everybody that came in contact with the court system. I created, and I take great pride in announcing that, the first mental health court in the United States of America. Now there's currently approximately 650 mental health courts throughout the country. After that, I then worked to create a drug court, which is the second drug court in the state of Florida, and that was followed by the creation of a veterans court, which was the first one in the state of Florida. Having done all that, I was recognized for my leadership abilities because I was then asked by the Florida Supreme Court as well as the Florida legislature to serve on and chair many task forces that were focusing on increasing the attention of the justice system in the arena of mental health as well as with respect to probate and guardianship. I think I'm the most qualified individual because of my experience as a leader, in view of my experience as an innovator, and I appreciate the opportunity to be here today. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Brenda Foreman, and I'm the clerk of the Circuit Court from Broward County. Clerks play a vital role in local government. Throughout the state, we provide critical services that have a positive impact on public safety, commerce, and access to justice. Clerks throughout the state handle the filing of restraining orders, also known as injunctions for protection, against domestic violence, repeat violence, dating violence, sexual violence, and stalking. In Broward County, we process these orders 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. In 2018, my office processed over 9,200 cases. Also, a law was passed in March of 2018 to address gun violence as a result of the Marjory Stoneman Douglas shootings, known as RPOs. Clerks play an integral role in public safety by timely and accurately processing the cases filed by law enforcement. In 2018, 302 RPOs were signed in Broward County. On a lighter note, I act as an agent for the state of Florida for issuing licenses to couples wishing to get married in Florida. In 2018, my office issued more than 15,600 marriage licenses and performed 7,040 marriage ceremonies. Just recently, I officiated a Valentine's Day mass marriage ceremony, uniting 30 couples in attendance. It was an amazing event to witness the diversity of couples uniting in marriage, proving love has no boundaries. Processing RPOs, filing domestic violence injunctions, and issuing marriage licenses are just a few of the ways I serve Broward County and clerks serve Florida. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I am proud to serve.
Sheriff. These first three are Republicans: H. Wayne Clark, Raymond L. Hicks, and Casimiro Navarro. The next are Democrats: Scott J. Israel, Willie Jones, Al Pollock, Andrew Maurice Smalling, Gregory Toney, and Santiago C. Vasquez Jr.
Hello, my name is Willie Jones. In 1961, President Kennedy talked about going to the moon. Why? Because it was not easy. It was hard. We're running for sheriff, not because it's easy, because it's hard. You have listened to the candidates seeking your vote for this office of sheriff. It's now decision time for you. I hope that I, Willie Jones, have clearly and convincingly showed you why I'm the better candidate for sheriff, especially during these times. Why? Because as demonstrated by the past two administrations, for which three candidates in this race have served in capacities to bring much needed change that we have been discussing today. We have seen their efforts to this point to be subpar at best, with most of the willingness to change in the recent days have been spun from the movement of police reform, which has come from the recent tragic death of George Floyd and others, despite the years of warning that immediate change was necessary. Why? Because we cannot continue to gamble with the future of our children and the future of the progress of a unified Broward County and the Sheriff's Office that serves the residents of Broward County with the same justice for all. Why? Because I am a public servant of over 40 years, 62% of my life, not only as a cop, not only as a deputy, but also as a concerned citizen who's involved with multiple community organizations with their consistent presence, not just because it's election time. Why? Because I'm morally, ethically grounded. I'm willing to admit to my mistakes. I'm constantly looking for solutions to problems. I'm also willing to make the hard, tough decisions, like boldly moving into the 21st century police practices, even if the decision is unpopular with the rank and file, the unions, and even some members of our collective communities. As you can clearly see, I am the candidate that can answer the call to move Broward County and the Broward County Sheriff's Office forward from special interests and special politics. If we are to make the Broward Sheriff's Office better for all of us, I need your vote by mail, early voting, and on election day, August 18, 2020. Let's move forward with a purpose, a mission. Let's not waste a vote on any other candidate that wants to stand still and stay status quo, move us backwards. Let's move forward with a vote for Willie Jones for sheriff. I am Willie Jones. Thank you.
Hello, everyone at John Knox Village. My name is Wayne Clark, and I'm running for sheriff in Broward County in the 2020 election. We have a primary in August and a general election in November, and I want you to vote for me. Let me tell you why. First, I want to restore the relationship between the community and the agency. Enough of the negativity. I want to bring back positivity, and I want to make sure the men and women that work for the agency are proud to put that uniform on every day, and you, the citizens of the community, enjoy seeing them and interacting. I want to make it to where we all feel comfortable together. I want to restore that trust. Second, I want to rebuild the brand of BSO. I want to bring it back to where it shines. We need to have an agency to where everyone looks up to. I want to leave a legacy there for generations to come so that people can role model after the agency and not look at it as a laughingstock. Third, by rebuilding the relationships in the community, I will increase community safety and school safety. If we all get along and work together, we can ensure the safety of one another. My administration will also work hard in ensuring that the relationships between the other law enforcement agencies in Broward County are rebuilt. At this point in time, other agencies don't trust Broward Sheriff's Office. That's insane. I want to make sure that the other agencies know we have their back and they have our back. Another major part of my administration will be transparency. I want you to know where your tax dollars are being spent. I want you to understand that I am financially conservative and will ensure that every penny spent is something that can be tracked and spent wisely. That's what I'm going to do. And let me tell you how I know I can do it. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I was born and raised in North Carolina. And after high school, I went to the United States Army where I served at Fort Bragg for 4 years. After the military, I went to law school here in Nova Southeastern University. After law school, I became a businessman in Broward County. I have served the Broward and Miami-Dade area ever since. I have worked with numerous Fortune 500 companies dealing with administrative, budget, and risk management style issues. I've also worked in negligent security and given many security assessments for numerous Fortune 500 companies. I want to use my background from the military and the business world to ensure Broward County is safe and secure. You want to find out more information about me? Go to wayneforsheriff.com. That's wayneforsheriff.com. Thank you very much. Stay safe and God bless.
Hi, my name is Al Pollack, and I served as a colonel with the Broward Sheriff's Office. I've spent more than 35 years with the Broward Sheriff's Office. I'm married. I have kids that went to school here in Broward County. I served as a United States Marine Corps veteran. I also served in the capacity as a deputy sheriff, a sergeant, a commander, and I recently retired as a colonel in charge of the Department of Law Enforcement. My goals for Broward County is simple. I want to serve you. Please join me in voting for me on August 18th. I need your vote to make that difference. I want to be there to protect you and serve you. I have many things that I would like to do for you as the Sheriff of Broward County. Number one, I will protect the elderly and stop elderly abuse. That's one of my primary goals. I'll also create an animal abuse unit. I'll also have community involvement where the deputies will get out, visit the nursing homes, visit your communities, get out of the car, visit our businesses, and make more positive contacts with each and every one of our residents. Also, mental health. All of our deputies will be trained in mental health. Every employee will go through constant mental health training so that they can become very knowledgeable. I've served this community honestly, with integrity and truthfulness. I will restore the agency to the greatness that it once was. I'll also increase morale. I will hire a staff that is experienced and knowledgeable to Broward County and know the needs of our Broward County community. In closing, I want to thank you for viewing this short video and sharing some of my goals and vision for Broward County. Some of my action plans and vision for Broward County is community involvement, juvenile rehabilitation, mental health training, jail GED rehabilitation, youth mentorship, and also stop elderly abuse. These are just some of my action plans and some of my vision for the Broward Sheriff's Office when I become Sheriff of Broward County. I spent more than 35 years serving the residents and citizens of Broward County. I want to protect all of our seniors and our kids and this entire community. I want you to come out and vote 2020 Al Pollock, Sheriff of Broward County. So I come from a law enforcement family. I love Broward County. I love the residents of Broward County. My passion is the Broward Sheriff's Office and this county. Please join me and vote for me as your sheriff. August 18, 2020, Al Pollock for Sheriff of Broward County. So I can bring about that change to protect and serve you. Stronger together, stronger Broward. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Andrew Smallin, and I'm running to be the next sheriff of Broward County, Florida. I was born in Jonestown, Jamaica, and immigrated to the United States when I was 8 years old. Following in my father's footsteps, who served as a soldier in the Vietnam War, I served as an officer in the United States Marine Corps during Operation Desert Shield and helped keep America safe. You see, all my life I have kept people safe by serving as a Broward Sheriff's Deputy, a school resource officer, and the Chief of Police of Lauderhill, Florida. As an Associate Dean of Criminal Justice, I am helping to teach the next generation of law enforcers how to keep their communities safe.
Supervisor of Elections, these are all Democrats. Ruth Carter Lynch, Mitchell Mitch Caesar, Jennifer Gottlieb, Chad Klitzman, Timothy Longeron, and Joe Scott.
Why should you support Joe Scott for Supervisor of Elections?
Every time there's an election, we hear about technology failures and hackers threatening our system. With technology advancing faster than ever, Broward really needs a Supervisor of Elections with technology and leadership experience.
You should support Joe Scott. He's a West Point graduate with cybersecurity expertise and 20 years of leadership experience.
My name is Joe Scott. I'm the only candidate in this race with proven experience, enhancing cybersecurity for government agencies while making them more efficient and sustainable. I work for a Global 500 technology company where I integrate complex systems into complex organizations.
But you shouldn't vote for Joe just because he's a tech geek.
He's also an Army captain who led soldiers in combat and was awarded the Bronze Star Medal.
Since leaving the military, Joe earned an MBA from Villanova University.
And he's been a leader in the business world for more than a decade.
Our next Supervisor of Elections should be someone truly qualified who has led a team of people to accomplish a challenging mission.
I'm running for Supervisor of Elections because I am passionate about ensuring our elections are well run. I grew up in a service-oriented family. My grandma Carrie was the first black woman in Wilcox County, Alabama to vote. My mother's been an educator for over 40 years. She retired from Broward County Public Schools. My dad retired from the Army as a Sergeant Major after 22 years of service. We have a lot of work to do to build the elections office that Broward deserves. We will focus on keeping our system safe from hackers. We will make our polling places more accessible to voters with disabilities. We will make our vote-by-mail system trustworthy by integrating technology that will allow you to track and know the status of your ballot. I used Broward County's vote-by-mail system to vote from South Korea in 2006 and from Iraq in 2008, so I have a unique perspective on these challenges. I believe Broward is the most dynamic and diverse community in Florida, and perhaps the entire country.
But our voter participation rate has been too low, and Broward is ready for real election office change.
So that every vote counts and is counted accurately and free from outside interference.
Your vote will begin the real change that Broward and Florida can finally and rightly be proud of when you elect Joe Scott for Supervisor of Elections on August 18th.
You can follow my campaign on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. The handle for all three is @ElectJoeScott.
Joe's an attentive husband, dad, and business leader. I know he'd make Broward proud. We can do this together at this critical time in American history.
Hi, I'm Mitch Caesar, and I'm running for Supervisor Elections in the Democratic primary on August 18th. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to introduce myself. I've lived in Broward most of my life. I've enjoyed living here. My kids were born and grew up here. This is an important place for me, and that's why I want to make it better. I think you all know the Supervisor Elections Office has been challenged for the last number of years with a lot of issues. I was recruited to actually run for this by a lot of different groups. I know politicians say they've been recruited, and I know you'd be shocked to hear some aren't telling the truth. I truly am. I was recruited. It surprised me as well. But that's because I care about this county. I lived at home with my mother and I put myself through college. I lived at home with my mother, put myself through law school with the help of student loans, only left when I got married. And because of that, I know how important it is to help everybody that may need help. You know, running the supervisor elections requires experience and background. There's no on-the-job training for this job in Broward County at this time with everything we've seen. I've been a lawyer for 40 years, I'm an election law expert, a recount law expert. I've even dealt with different civil rights issues, specifically voting rights and voter suppression. But that's only part of it. That gives me a history. What type of tools do I have in my toolkit to be appropriate? Let me explain some of the problems we've had. For instance, we had some problems last time in 2018 because a lot of the ballots weren't counted on time, as indicated by a Broward County audit. 50,000 absentee ballots weren't counted. I have a plan to obviously change that. It's not that difficult. There were handwriting signature issues. As folks get older, sometimes the signatures don't match. I have a very inexpensive way to fix that a year in advance so we don't look at election day and say, oh my gosh, how do we fix that? But it's also about a broader picture for the office. I think there needs to be more community outreach because the voter is the customer and we have to make it customer friendly, not only through a website and technology, but through speaking at condo associations, churches, homeowners groups, whatever it may be, and be there to answer the questions personally. Let me tell you for a second about management style. I was the first treasurer and eventually the chair of the Sawgrass Expressway Authority. That was back in the late 1980s. In today's equivalent, it would be a $350 million issue. We finished the road 6 months early and millions of dollars under budget. That has never happened before or since in any public works project in the history of Broward County, which is more than 100 years. I want to use that management style that I've done both at Sawgrass, my law practice, and other business interests to make us successful. I would love to have your support. I'd love to have your questions. If you need me, you can call me directly at my law office at 954-475-2500. I'm running because this isn't a job to do skill sets later, to learn as you go, to do audits of precincts. You better know all these things the day before you walk into that office for the first time. I have that background. I've been involved in voting and voting systems for 40 years. I'm Mitch Caesar. I would really, really appreciate your support. Thank you so, so much.
Thank you to the John Knox Village Senate Legislative Committee for the invitation. Hello, residents of John Knox Village. I'm Tim Lonergan, and I'm excited to be running to be Broward County's next Supervisor of Elections. I'll make the office a model for the nation. I was born and raised in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and moved to Oakland Park in January of 2000, where I live with my husband, Floyd. I'm running because I believe that fair, secure, and transparent elections are critical to a healthy democracy. I've been disappointed by the state and federal attempts to suppress voter registration and restrict voting. I want to do more. I'll work hard to restore the public trust and confidence in the office. A well-managed office and time will be needed for that to occur. The supervisor's office requires a leader with extensive leadership, managerial, and operational skills. That's me. I'm a proven, reliable, and trusted elected official serving on the Oakland Park Commission for over 7 years, also serving as mayor in 2016 and 2018. I understand budgets, policy, and strategic planning. I had the honor to serve as president of the Broward League of Cities for the 2018-2019 session. Together with the board of directors of the 31 municipalities, we implemented solutions to the problems impacting the 2 million residents of Broward County. I've worked for a Fortune 50 health insurance company in their Medicare and Medicaid operations area for the past 34 years. I have extensive experience and skill sets holding multiple positions, including Operations Readiness Manager, National Quality Manager, and Corporate Trainer. I'm proud of my public service involvement and accomplishments. I currently serve on the Broward County Aging and Disability Resource Center Advisory Council, the National League of Cities Race Equity and Leadership Council, as well as the LGBTQ Local Officials Constituency Group Board of Directors. The Florida League of Cities named me a Home Rule Hero in 2018 and 2020, and the Broward County Council of Professional Firefighters named me Municipal Leader of the Year in 2018. I'm ready to lead. When elected, I'll begin by identifying and remediating the lessons learned and opportunities for improvement following the 2020 elections. I'll work with the department directors and staff to update all policies and procedures and process instructions, implement plans to increase voter registration, education, increase vote by mail and voter turnout, improve transparency and community partnerships, enhance network security and technology, and refine post-election audit policies. Most important, I'll advocate to state and federal officials on voter reforms. I'm the best candidate to lead the office and ask for your support and vote. Learn more about me by visiting my website at timlonergan.com, my Facebook page, Tim Lonergan Campaign, or email me at tim@timlonergan.com or call my cell phone at 954-683-2658. It's time for Tim. Stay safe and healthy. Thank you.
Hi there, I'm Jennifer Gottlieb, and I'm a candidate for the Broward County Supervisor of Elections. I'm passionate about voting as the center of our democracy. Every eligible voter should register and know that their vote and every vote matters. Now is the time for a strong leader who can bring trust, security, community outreach, and a commitment to ensure that every vote counts and that voting is accessible to everyone, easily and equitably. I am that person. I have over 2 decades of strong government experience. I was elected, re-elected, and served as the county-wide, nonpartisan Broward County School Board member. As your school board member, I was responsible for a multi-billion-dollar budget, management of a complex organization, development of positive relationships with teachers, students, parents, faith-based associations, community organizations across the county, and overcoming the challenges of competing interests and budget constraints. Most recently, I served as a legislative aide in the Florida Senate. I was responsible for all constituent services, working with state, county, and local agencies, and representing the senator in the community, including several speaking engagements on his behalf. I have managed the Government Relations Division of the Broward Teachers Union, developing experience in labor relations, union contracts, and negotiations. I'm asking for your vote because I have a proven record of improving complex organizations and governmental bodies. I have the skill set needed to be an effective and efficient supervisor of elections. You can count on me to work tirelessly to ensure that every vote counts and that voting is safe, fair, easily accessible, inviting for the young, the elderly, the disenfranchised, and is equitable. I'm Jennifer Gottlieb, and I'm asking for your vote to be your next Broward County Supervisor of Elections. Thank you.
This is the school board at large. Namike Grant, Deborah Hickson, Jeff Holness, Joyce Williams Bryan, and Jimmy Bernard Witherspoon.
Hi, my name is Narnique Nikki Grant. I am a mother of 5 amazing humans and a wife to an equally amazing husband. I lived in Florida for 30 years, moving from Brooklyn, New York. I have 5 siblings, one of which is my identical twin sister, Natalie. So let me tell you why I'm running to be your next at-large school board member. I'm running because school was the constant in my life growing up. When all else failed, school was my safe haven. My mom was a single mother when she moved to Florida. I became a teen mom at 16. Did not think I would finish school. But my high school English teacher, Miss Susan Schultz, gave me hope. Because of her, I graduated high school on time. I subsequently met my husband, who loved me and my daughters instantly. He helped me continue my education, and so I went to college full-time and attained a bachelor's and master's degree. During that time, I became very involved in my children's school. I realized how much of a difference it made in my children's lives. While being involved in the school system, I saw that the demographics in the county were changing. Those changes came with unique needs. These changes require a board member who will identify new and innovative ways to promote education. It will require a board member who believes in accountability and transparency. I am running because our underserved communities need to have a member who not only talks about resources that they need, but help provide those resources. I also want to maintain safety and security as well as mental health as top priority. I am running because my passion are the parents, teachers, students, and the community that I serve. I believe strong public school produces strong leaders. I have a servant's heart that demonstrates my dedication to the students, teachers, and stakeholders in the district. Nelson Mandela once said, "Education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world." I truly believe that. I would love the opportunity to continue positive change in Broward County School District. With your support, I know I can make this happen. So I humbly ask you for your vote August 18, 2020. Narnique Nikki Grant for School Board District 9. My website address is www.narniquepierre-grant2020.com. My social media handles are Narnique Pierre Grant, Broward School District 9 for Facebook, Narnique Grant for Broward County School for Instagram, and Narnique Nikki Grant, candidate for school board on Twitter. Yes, that's correct, Twitter. Thank you for your time. Thank you for this opportunity, and I appreciate it so much.
Hi, my name is Debbie Hickson, and I'm a candidate for the at-large Broward County School Board seat. Thank you for taking a moment to learn more about the candidates that are running for election this cycle. It would be great if we could be in person, but the pandemic doesn't allow us to do that, so I really appreciate your time. As I mentioned, I am running for the at-large Broward County School Board seat. Have been a teacher in the Broward County school system for the last 31 years. I started my career at Blanche Ely High School and then transferred to South Broward, where I am currently the magnet coordinator. I also graduated from South Broward High School, as did both of my children. We are residents of the city of Hollywood. And my husband, Chris Hickson, was also an employee for the Broward County school system. He worked at Blanche Ely High School, South Broward, and Marjorie Stoneman Douglas, and he was one of the victims of the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas shooting in February of 2018. I decided to run for the school board because I'm passionate about making things better for our students. I believe that we should have safe schools. I believe that teachers should be valued better. I believe that we need better mental health services for our students and our staff. And I also believe that we need to do a better job of partnering with our communities so that we're ensuring that the education that our students get are equitable for them in the environment that they live in. We need to make sure that our students are good consumers, that they're good workers, and that they're good voters. Again, my name is Debbie Hickson. I'm running for the at-large Broward County School Board seat. The election is August 18th. And if you'd like to know more about me, you can look at my website, Debbie Hickson, DEBBIHIXON.wixsite, WIXSITE.com/Broward. Thank you and have a great day.
John Knox Village. I am Dr. Jeff Holness, your school board candidate for Broward County Schools at Large Seat 9. As you can see in the backdrop, I am also a father. I have two sons, Matthew and Jordan, and they both attend schools, public schools in Broward County in Parkland. Now, when elected, I will be the only father on Broward County 9-member school board. I believe it's important to have the perspective of a dad to provide that diverse input that will be beneficial to so many of our sons and daughters and grandsons and granddaughters as well. Now, I have been an educator in Broward County for over 20 years. I was a teacher in Broward County for 17 years, and I've taught at several middle schools in Broward County. I've taught social studies, social science to so many children. I was also an administrative designee, and I function in several roles in the school system as a school advisory council, I also was the ESOL coordinator for Lions Creek Middle School, and I also founded student learning communities at Lions Creek, where we help over 400 kids achieve learning gains. Now, in addition to that, for the last 5 years, I've been a business owner. I own a Kumon Math and Reading Center. And that has given me the unique experience of operating a business. And I was able to transition my business completely online. So my students now are getting live online instructions. I believe this is important as well for Broward County Schools as we reopen in August to be able to be adaptive. So the 3 priorities for me for Broward County Schools is number 1, the reopening of schools in the coronavirus pandemic period. And number 2, mental health. And number 3, school safety and security. As we move to open schools in August, it is important that we have enhanced e-learning experience where we're not only keeping our students safe, but we're providing high quality instructions. And when we do keep our students safe, especially in this period of the coronavirus, we're also keeping our parents safe and our grandparents safe. Mental health is also important, and I intend to address the issue and to invest more in that area, as well as school safety and security. I am asking for your vote on August 18th to vote for Dr. Jeff Holness. My website is www.jeffholness.com. And I do appreciate you taking the time to listen to me today. And happy 50th anniversary to the residents there at John Knox Village. And stay safe and well as we maneuver through these difficult times. And just bear in mind, it is important to have a school board member who is knowledgeable, experienced, and has the expertise to navigate the stormy waters of this period. I believe you will see that in me. Lastly, I completed a doctorate in education at Nova Southeastern University and a master's in curriculum design. So this is what I love to do, and I love to help children, and I love to see them succeed. And the reason for running is to create a brighter future for them, because I know we can, and I know we will. Thank you so much. You have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.
Hi, John Knox Village. Thank you for the opportunity for allowing me to speak to you. I feel a kindred spirit because I have substituted next door at Innovation Charter School and Purpose Academy in 2018, 2019, and 2020. Thank you for all that you do for them. It's really appreciated. I am Joyce Jersey Girl Bryan, candidate for Broward County School Board at large, seat 9. I was born in Orange, New Jersey, raised in East Orange and Newark, and graduated from Weequahic High School. I also have degrees from Middlesex College and Nyack College. My husband Ivor and I purchased our home here in Paradise Gardens in 1998. We have a blended family of 8 children, 8 grandchildren, and 1 great-grandchild. After 4 tries, I was elected Commissioner of the City of Margate in 2014. In 2015, I became Vice Mayor, and in 2016, I was elected the first Black mayor of the City of Margate. Before I became a substitute teacher, I was a caseworker, ChildNet advocate with DCF ChildNet. My mantra is making impact through service. I want to be a catalyst for change for all of our children, regardless of their zip code. I want to ensure that all of our children have fairness and ensure that they have an equity with their services, technology, equipment, and their environment. Of course, our biggest challenge is how are we going to get back into school with this COVID-19 epidemic increasing. The school board has plans of what they want to do, different hybrid plans of how this will be accomplished. But of course, we still have to wait to see what the state is going to say and what they recommend. We have to be extremely careful. I believe the next biggest challenge is reviewing what happened with the $800 million renovations that we were supposed to get done for our older schools, and how do we review that? My next priority is focusing on mental health aspects in our schools, not only for our teachers, but also for our teachers and also, of course, our students. We need to do this in and out of the classrooms. Next, we need to look at how to rev up our programs for bullying and also the suicide prevention. I believe the best choice is Joyce because of not only my educational experience, but also my other work experience. But additionally, I have been volunteering in the school board on many levels. One of them has been as a reading pal for almost 5 years. And I started that program in Margate. Remember, the best choice is Joyce. Visit my website, joyce4bsb.com. Thank you and be safe.
State Executive Committeeman, these are all Republicans. Bennett H. Bennett, David Francis Booth, Andrew Russell Brett, Michael Coker, Richard DiNapoli, Robert W. Sutton.
Hello, John Knox Village residents. My name is Richard DiNapoli, and I have served as your state committeeman since 2016, and I'm running for re-election in the August 18th election. First, I want to thank John Knox Village for this opportunity to speak with you. Only registered Republicans can vote in this race, and it is an unpaid position where I represent Broward County's Republican voters at the statewide Republican Party of Florida. I have a long history of volunteering for Republican candidates right here in Broward, and have served as the Broward Republican State Committeeman, as well as the Broward Republican Party Chairman. During my years of service, I have helped raise over $500,000 over the past 15 years for the Broward GOP, helped found and co-found Republican clubs, and spearheaded digital outreach that helped lead to 47,000 more Republicans turning out to vote in Broward County in 2018 as compared to 2014, which helped make the difference for the extremely close elections of Governor DeSantis and now Senator Scott. I've also fought potential voter fraud by making sure thousands of deceased voters were removed from Broward's voting rolls. And I've also made sure that the votes were counted properly by serving as a volunteer recount attorney during the 2018 recount. You can read all about me by visiting my website at www.richardforflorida.com. As an early supporter of President Trump and a longtime volunteer, I had the honor of being selected by President Trump's campaign to serve as the MC at the South Florida Trump rally on March 13, 2016, before the Florida primary, when President Trump needed Florida's support the most on his path to winning the nomination and his victory that November. In my professional career, I work as the Chief Trust Officer and Fiduciary Counsel for a local Florida trust company. For over 15 years, I've helped elect countless numbers of Republican candidates, and I want to continue serving you and all Broward's Republicans by continuing to work to get Republicans elected. Once again, my name is Richard DiNapoli, and I approve this message because I bring a lot of energy, action, and results to the role of state committeeman that we need right here in Broward County. I'm asking for your vote to re-elect me as your Republican state committeeman on August 18th. Let's continue to get Republicans elected together. Thank you, and God bless you.
My name is David Francis Booth. I'm a candidate for State Executive Committeeman for the Republican Party of Broward County. I, like you, live here in Pompano Beach as well. I have been a Broward resident for over 20 years now. My first 3 years here was spent in Coconut Creek. I love it here. Fresh air, walks on the beach, warm breezes, and cool winter nights. I'm originally from Rochester, New York, with brutal winters consisting of extreme temperatures and heavy snowfall. I work as an independent insurance agent working in two very special markets. The first is federal government employees. I work as a benefits counselor, helping them with voluntary benefits such as disability insurance, whole life insurance, and cancer insurance. Secondly, I'm a certified Medicare advisor. I assist Medicare beneficiaries with benefit options such as Medicare supplement plans and prescription drug plans, or with Medicare Advantage plans with offerings from all the leading private insurers. In the year 2015, I became very active in the Republican Party here in Broward County. I started to volunteer on many local, regional, and national campaigns. I volunteered to make phone calls, sign waving on street corners, I volunteer at candidate meet and greets. I also made financial contributions to many candidates that I liked. I wanted to get conservative candidates that had my best interests at hand elected. Things like preserving Medicare and the many available choices there are, as well as preserving Social Security benefits for everyone that depends on it. I became very discouraged by many missteps I noticed from the current and previous party leaders. I saw too many things being done and said that were inappropriate. I decided after seeing these events and missteps to throw my hat into the ring, to coin a phrase. I know I can do a much better job than the current committeemen. Along with the duties of the state committeemen, I will still continue to support qualified local, regional, and national candidates that represent my values by making phone calls for them, waving signs on street corners, and supporting them at the voting booth. Do not re-elect the incumbent. He is in way over his head and actually does nothing for the party. He doesn't even attend Christmas party or the 4th of July picnic. Why vote for me? I grew my insurance business from scratch to well over 1,000 clients today across all product lines. I'm competent, confident, thorough, and accessible. You can call me anytime during reasonable hours at 954-695-7575. I live in a community similar to yours. I live in Intercoastal Towers on Riverside Drive, the building that caught on fire in 2018. Please help me get elected. I need your vote on election day. David Booth, thank you.
My fellow Americans in Broward County, just to let you know that my name is Bob Sutton and I am running for the State Committee Man seat here in Broward. This seat is very important. We need to make sure that our candidates are receiving the necessary tools that they need to win in Broward, and we need to be able to have a strong relationship with the RPOF in Tallahassee. Why am I running? It's not about me. It's mostly about making sure that our candidates have what they need, that they are provided with the tools that they need to win elections here in Broward. We have a strong infrastructure in place. We have businesses that we're willing to help host their events. We can help our candidates raise capital for their funding. We can help with their exposure. And there again, this isn't my first race.
State Executive Committee woman. These are our Republicans. Danielle Marquez Haddad, Celeste S. Ellich, Michelle M. Merrill, and Diana L. Taub.
Hi, this is Michelle Merrill. I am your current Broward Republican State Committee woman. I was elected 2 years ago in a special election that I won by 79%. I am running for re-election on the ballot on August 18th, and I'm asking for your vote. My mission is simple: to get Republicans elected, whether on a local, state, or national race. I have worked on every race in Broward County for many years, including mayoral, commissioner, state representative, school board, congressional district races, gubernatorial, presidential, and others. I have worked on every presidential election since Ronald Reagan. In 2016, I worked grassroots in Broward to help get President Trump elected. I was the Broward chairwoman for Women for Ron DeSantis in 2018, and on the Leadership Advisory Committee for Ashley Moody for Attorney General. I have been a longtime member of Women for Trump. Over the last several years, I have served as the president of the Broward Women's Republican Club, which has seen phenomenal membership growth in the last 4 years. Helping women and other minorities run for office is very important to me, and it's a key area of my focus. In my capacity as your Broward Republican State Committee woman, I currently serve on the Republican Party of Florida's Executive Committee, as well as serving as the caucus chairwoman for Congressional District 22. I am both a grassroots warrior and a fundraiser. Part of my duties as your state committee woman is to raise money for our local Republican Party and our candidates. Over the last 2 years, I have helped organize record fundraisers to support the local party to increase voter outreach in Broward. In 2018 alone, our voter turnout in Broward increased by 16% due to our fundraising and key grassroots outreach efforts. And this helped propel Governor Ron DeSantis and Senator Rick Scott to victory. Our blue county actually outperformed other very red counties in Florida, and I am very proud of that. I have also directly led the fight on voter fraud and corruption in Broward County. In 2018, I fought hard against Supervisor of Elections Brenda Snipes due to voter recount irregularities. I led weeks of protests at the Supervisor of Elections office in Lauderhill to bring national attention to our voter fraud issues. Ultimately, Supervisor of Elections Brenda Snipes was removed. I'm going to continue fighting for Broward and for the Republican Party and to keep President Trump elected. I'm asking you to vote for me, Michelle Merrill, on August 18th, again, as your Broward Republican State Committee woman. Thank you for your time and your consideration.